Meet Steve.
Steve.
This is Stuart Burke.
Stephen.
Everyone thought his name was Steve.
Look at the haircut this
Steve
morning.
got a haircut today. We go, Steve, we're going to film the Meet the Boys. He's like, oh, I've got to go, guys. He rushed out and got a haircut. Cool. Stevie, how you going?
I'm going good, mate. How are you?
Good.
Ready for whatever you got to throw me?
Well, I reckon the first thing we throw at you is the only bit of jerky we got left. Finished our last trip. We ate 50 bags of jerky. Oh, 49. There was one that didn't get finished. So the extreme heat beef ripsaw.
Right, hit me.
So you get a party started.
It's mild discomfort, I'd say.
Oh, there we go.
It's
Up in
okay.
there. Medium. Oh, it's pretty. Alright.
All right, let's do it.
Alright, let's go.
Okay. Where were you born, mate?
I was born in Newcastle. Mayfield to be exact. Mayfield Hospital.
Yep.
Moved to Canberra for my early life and then back to Newcastle. Then back up to Cairns about 10, 12, 13 years ago, which is when I met you guys, where the bromance began.
Why did you decide to move to Cairns, mate?
My wife got a job at the hospital. And
Was she your wife at the time?
no, girlfriend at the time, Danielle. Followed her up here. I was an apprentice carpenter, which probably answers a later on question.
Yep.
But I was an apprentice carpenter. Came up, we sort of went, I'll finish the last couple of years of my apprenticeship. And never left.
Sweet. So, day job.
I'm a carpenter by trade. I am now a builder. So I've got a couple of guys who work for me. Do renovations, bathrooms, kitchens, that sort of small stuff. Not new homes or anything like that.
Most memorable fish.
Got to be, everyone thinks I've got the barra curse, and I do. As soon as that camera starts rolling, I can't catch a barra to save my life. But I have caught a meter barra. And that's probably the most memorable. I would probably say that my most memorable fish that I've ever caught, Mark might say that he caught the fish, but he thought he caught the bottom. It was just so big that he couldn't get it off, and he's like, oh man, I'm so tired, can you try and help? And I just pulled it up off the bottom like it was nothing. And
Just
then,
winched it.
And then we realised it was like a 1 metre red nearly. How big was it? 10 kilo? 12
90,
kilo?
90 centimetres.
90 centimetre, 12 kilo red?
12 kilo.
Yeah, bro, yeah.
12 kilo red emperor, big fish. That was pretty memorable, mostly because Mark claims that he caught that fish. He hooked it and he did the final metre or two, but he didn't have the balls in him to get it up the first 40. And
I've
he's like,
got the
couldn't get it off
courtesy
the
not to
bottom.
butt in too much during Meet Steve.
But yeah, no, I think meter barra.
Yep.
Definitely meter barra.
Best or most favourite campsite.
Just Lakefield in general. Not
I'll allow it.
And not just like the freshwater section, but you push up to the salt as well. There's a lot of good camps up there. Even just outside of Lakefield, there's some really good camps. Like Cape Melville, sort of just up the top of Lakefield. That whole Princess Charlotte Bay area, I reckon, is probably my favourite.
Mate, you got a nickname?
Big Dog. That's for Stevie.
So we got
Stevie's nickname.
Stephen, nickname Stevie. Do you get confused with Stefan much?
Yeah, it's a good one. I'll go into BCF and they'll be like, oh, have you got your club number? Yep, mobile card. Mobile number, bring up your club card. And they're like, oh, Stefan? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, Stefan.
What was your first car, mate?
My first car that I bought with my own money was a Land Cruiser. I bought a 2001 79 Series 1HZ when I moved to Cairns. And it had 390,000 Ks on it or something. Crazy. And I bought it for $11,000 in Victoria. I got trucked up here for like $1,500. So it cost me like 12.5 grand. So I traded it in for a 2010 V8 single cab. And then after that I went this one. So I've only had 3 cars, all Land Cruisers, 1HZ, then the V8 single cab, then the dual cab. And I've had this one for like 7 years or so. But when I grew up on a farm in New South Wales, near Newcastle, and we had a lot of 4-wheel drives on the farm. Old Range Rovers, a little Daihatsu Terios.
Not typically known as a 4-wheel drive.
No, but we used it as one. Me and my mates actually tried to drive up this hill, which I wouldn't even take my car up now. It was like sketchy and steep. And we tipped it on its side halfway up, and then like slid all the way back down. We had to walk like, 4 or 5 Ks back to the house and wake my dad up at like 6 in the morning and tell him we rolled the car and we'd need the tractor. He was not impressed. Yeah, so Dad owned a Wreckers. So that's why we had so many 4-wheel drives on the farm, because he'd just see one pop up the Wreckers, crash, but it'd still start. Like it might be rolled over and the roof was sort of half caved in, but perfect otherwise. So we had lots of different ones.
So what about since you left the farm?
Yeah, like
And you've been
up
up
the
here,
Cape or
you've owned your own cars in the Cape.
something.
What's the biggest sort of pickle you've been in?
Yeah, so a couple, like me and Baxter went for a drive one day and I drowned my V8, the single cab.
Yep.
At Mount Malloy.
Like had about that much water in the cab, like over the
Yeah.
over the gear stick or
I
whatever.
recall that.
I was average. My car just stunk for ages. Rip all the carpet out for
It was
like 3 weeks.
Muddy
and dry it out.
water.
There's like those manky like mud ponds.
Still bog holes.
If anyone out there's bought a car off Steve, feel free to get back
who
in
bought
contact
that?
with us. That was pricey.
Yeah, pricey. Sorry, pricey.
What is your least favourite camp spot that you've been to?
I can answer that.
Yeah, it was probably season 2 campsite over on the island.
But that was a great campsite. You just didn't like the midges and the
Correct.
lack of fire.
Lack of fire
Oh.
and lack of good anchorage.
So surely there's
I've-
worse campsites out
I've
there.
camped at like caravan parks. Any caravan park for me.
You have a thing
packed,
against caravan
whatever.
parks, that's
I really don't like caravan parks. If we're camped here, beautiful spot, right? If there's someone there, and hear people yelling, I might as well go to the caravan park.
Yeah.
So just anywhere there's other people for me.
Cool.
I like getting away. That like when the Wenlock trip we did it was awesome because it's just no one around.
Yep.
You know you've got the campsite yourself.
That's not ideal. You literally just said, oh, you know.
Oh, hero.
Oh, big dog.
That's 4. It's only
Just flipping through a few questions some of the viewers have sent us on Instagram, and this one comes from a Lockie Grant 21. He's asking, why is Stevie so shit at fishing?
It's a bold statement.
I like the way Lockie thinks.
Oh,
Yeah.
to the point.
I haven't got much. Look, I haven't got much for it, right?
Oh,
If-
no,
If you've
it's-
seen the Wenlock fight, I feel like I dominated.
I feel like you're an environmentalist.
You reckon just looking after the fish?
I
Yeah.
don't think you want to catch too many.
No,
Look, I think that's a fair answer from Lockie, and I'm going to block him on Instagram.
he's added to the list.
See, mate,
Doing
thanks
awesome.
for following along while you still could.
Yeah.
Another one here from Alex Bade 47. Do you regret going an alloy trailer?
No, not at all. No, I think the alloy trailer, like biggest thing, weight saving, not having to worry about it rusting, especially when we might put it in the water and then pull it out and not be able to watch it for a week or two at a time. The alloy, so far I'm happy with. It's only 2 years old, so time will tell. But yeah, I'm really happy with the alloy trailer.
This one from Cheshire Brad. How did you guys start? Did you work together or school? So much good banter.
Yeah, there's some good banner.
Occasionally.
Thanks, mate. Mark and I met. We did our apprenticeships together. Mark was sort of finishing as I had a year or 2 left. Baxter worked with my wife at Cairns Hospital, so I met Baxter through that. Yeah, and then we just started camping,
Just
fishing,
hanging out, I
over
guess.
together. Mark had a reef boat we used to go out on a bit. He had no friends, so he'd call Baxter and I quite often. We didn't really like him, but it was a free trip out
Easy
to the reef.
trip to the reef, isn't it?
Yeah, until
Guaranteed fish.
until his Land Cruiser got stolen that day and we couldn't go
I
out.
recall that. That was
Yeah.
a long morning.
And then the whole channel thing, how did that start?
Ooh.
I sort of, I just started a Facebook page, essentially. I recorded a couple of my trips, filmed them, put them on Facebook. It was reasonably popular. And then we sort of met Phil one day, chance sort of meeting, and got chatting to him. And he said, look, this is what I do, I can film it for you. So that's how the actual full YouTube episode started.
There's a small following out there.
Yeah, but a good loyal following.
A good loyal following.
Yeah.
How do they support us
Yeah.
without just saying give us money, right?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, the best way you can support us is watch our videos.
Yeah.
Watch our videos, share them with your mates, like, comment on our videos.
Subscribe.
Same on Instagram and all that sort of stuff. Like and comment on our stuff. If you see us out and about, come say g'day.
Cool.
If you buy anything from any of our supporters, let them know who told you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. If you support the brands that support us, that goes a long way. And I mean, obviously, you can buy our merch and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is just watch the videos, enjoy them.
Tell
And
your mates.
if you do enjoy them, tell your mates.
Yeah.
Tell your mates, share them on your socials.